it's PG. Welcome back to the channel. Today in the VP guide we're having a look at Hogwarts Legacy to check out the photo mode. So with that in mind, how do we get into it? Well, firstly pause the game, then press square on your controller in the PlayStation, and we're in the photo mode. So first things first, the left joystick moves the camera like this, just forward, back, left and right. The right joystick moves it up and down, changes the pitch. So you kind of use both of those together if you want to move the camera around, okay? So that's that. L1 and R1 does this sort of up and down craning technique. This is good for your perspective. So you might want to do a shot of the surrounding areas. You might want to go low to high, like so. Creates a sense of a scale or something like that. Then R2 and L2, what does that do? Essentially, zooms in, zooms out, like that. What else have we got? L3 is a grid, so you know the grids are good if you want to measure the distances and stuff like that. So you know you could line it up with the eye line, things like that, depending on what you're actually doing. So that's L3. Square toggles your UI. So if you just want to look at the photo without any of the stuff on it, that's fine. You can do that. Triangle will reset the camera, like the whole thing. And circle will close. We won't close it, but that's what it does. To take the photo, you need to press the share button on your PlayStation controller, and it will save a screenshot in the gallery. But when you're doing that, make sure, obviously, you do it like that. You know, you don't want the UI on there because that's not going to be relevant, is it? You need that. Okay, so that's basic settings at the bottom. Now all the stuff on the right is the advanced thing. So we've got tilting. If you wanted to do like a sort of different angled shot, you can do it like that, but it's very difficult to manage with the joysticks. But tilting is good if you want to, you know, dynamism, movement. If you're on the broom or a mount or in the middle of combat, a bit of tilting creates a nice sense of dynamic action and stuff like that. Okay, depth of field is the focus essentially, so you can see immediately everything's out of focus, isn't it? Then you need to do the focus distance. This is kind of not a great system because you touch it and it like moves one, but if you hold it, it moves like about 100 settings at a time. And then the focus amount is like a number. The higher this number, the more that stuff in the image is going to be in focus. The lower the number, you'll get that washed out blurry background effect, as you can see a little bit in the distance. Okay, right, what's next? Let's zoom in, shall we? Okay, what's next? Well, exposure. Again, that's good if you're in low light, or if you want to make a daylight scene feel like nighttime. But here we'll leave a bit on just to give it some atmosphere. Contrast, as you can see, it changes the sort of definition between light and dark and colours. Bottom is washed out, top is too much, so you know you probably just want to add a little. Saturation is colour. Again, you can go right to the top if you really want, but it's, you know, it's kind of ugly, isn't it? You go to the bottom, you go black and white, but again, it's not black and white, is it? Some games don't seem to truly give you black and white, do they? So let's give it a bit of colour. A vignette, what is that? Well, that's the maximum, so it's a border around the edge, like an eyeball, like an inverted eyeball shadow, and basically it sort of accentuates the central part of the image. So like if we were framing centrally like that, you could see how the vignette would focus our eyes centrally. And then we've got filters. So we all know what filters are. These are things that we see on Instagram and various other things. You've got a few nice options here, some unusual ones, portraits, dusty, but again you've got a slider for how intense you want it, you know, because you might not want it completely intense. We might drop the saturation down, raise the exposure to compensate. It's just finding the right balance. Okay, so character poses. What have we got? Let's go to the depth of field because we want to see what we're doing. Poses. So we've got a variety of things here where standing, sitting, action, things like that. Let's turn the vignette off as well because that's... So like you could do one like that, couldn't you? Okay. So different poses. You can hide your own character, you know, if you wanted to. Hide on or off. You could hide NPCs, there aren't any. Framing. So you've got these letterboxes. So if you want to have a square image, you want to have like a phone shaped image, you want one with nice pretty borders, like a picture frame, newspaper, smoke. Quite a few, isn't there? A map. Which one did we like? Let's do one with that. Take a screenshot of that. And then we've got logos. So we've got the Hogwarts Legacy logo, Hufflepuff, all the houses. And then we can move them. Can't actually physically move them, I don't think, anywhere we want. We just have to sort of like, you know, you could put them there, couldn't you? For example. Doesn't really work on this image. And what else have we got? Well, we've only got a couple more things. We've got time of day. So obviously you can change the time of day. So you can go like 1 o'clock, morning, day, and you'll see all those shadows in the background changing. And then you just sort of find the one you like. And then we can change the seasons as well. So if we want to make it like autumn, it doesn't really affect this image. Winter. Winter does, that's quite nice. Let's take a screenshot of that. A little bit of snow on the floor. And yeah, that is literally the photo mode. So not much more to say about it really. It's okay. I'd say it's a little bit clunky and not so sort of user friendly, but you can definitely use it to take some nice shots. So can we get out of here and take a picture somewhere else? Let's see if we can find somewhere. Can I get my broom out yet? No. Okay. Right now. No. Right, we should be able to take one up here. Let's come on, we're out. No? Still can't use it. Yes, we can now. Good. Right, here we go. So let's just go to the castle, shall we? And we will pause it. Enter the photo mode, and I think what we'll do, first things first, we've got to get the time of day right. So, oh dear, what's that? What's that all about? That's weird, isn't it? All right, let's. Interesting graphical issues. Let's put some tilt on it and let's zoom in. A bit more tilting. And what about focus? We could try the depth of field, but again, it's quite washed out. Contrast, exposure, bit of vignetting, filter. We could put a filter on like that, drop it down a touch, raise the exposure. and put a frame on it, couldn't we? And take a screenshot. So there you go, that's the photo mode. Quick example. I hope that was useful. If it is, comment with some questions and I'll do my best to answer them. But until next time, that's a quick Hogwarts Legacy photo mode guide. So thanks for watching. Cheers.